US President Donald Trump said the Strait of Hormuz would open this Friday and that he had ordered the end of the US blockade of Iranian ports. Hi, I'm Simon Duke, Managing Editor at Expana. Here's the Wednesday Weekly Roundup. As you surely know by now, US and Iranian officials have reached an agreement to end the war in Iran and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. This is a preliminary pact, which has yet to be finalized, but the deal remains very much welcomed by all markets. It's an important step towards resolving the conflict which started at the end of February. US President Donald Trump said the Strait of Hormuz would open this Friday and that he had ordered the end of the US blockade of Iranian ports. Now, leaders are expected to sign the agreement in Geneva on Friday, although some US officials are commenting that it can be done earlier. Meanwhile, the leaders again met in Évian-les-Bains, France this week for a G7 summit. It was expected that they would be discussing, among many other topics, including the Ukraine-Russia war, well, the next steps on Iran after the peace deal is indeed signed. This Iran-US deal may very well happen, be it on Friday or another day, but shipping companies have stated this week that confidence in resuming transit through the strait could take weeks to rebuild, and navigation will only restart once safety is assured. Meanwhile, a full return to pre-war production and refining levels for oil and gas companies in the region is likely to take weeks, months, or even years. Most commodity markets, at least those we track closely at Expana that have been most impacted by the events, will be keeping a keen eye on how this situation evolves, and operators fully know that a return to a more regular and less volatile climate for their markets is also likely to take a long time. Expana Metals market reporter Artem Segin is of the view that even after the military operations end and the Strait of Hormuz reopens, export recovery will likely be gradual for aluminium in the region. And according to the International Aluminium Institute, Persian Gulf countries accounted for approximately 43% of the global aluminium production decline in April 2026. This region produces approximately 8 to 9% of global primary aluminium, albeit in aluminium or in other categories. Consumer goods companies are contending with a challenging global landscape marked by weaker consumer sentiment, elevated costs, and supply chain disruptions which keep going on. The European Central Bank chief economist Philip Lane echoes that sentiment. Earlier this week, he was cited in the media saying that inflation was likely to be sticky, given the war had become more than a blip some had expected. That's it for today. Visit expanamarkets.com to read all our coverage of the Middle East conflict. And as always, I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you next time.